Hello everyone, this is Captain James Van Tock, United States Army Infantry, retired. Once a soldier, always a soldier for life. Serving as a Wing Imperial humanitarian representative for the state of Vietnam Airborne as the Commandant, as well as Public Affairs for the Royal Lao Airborne. Airborne. That's right, Liz. Thank you, my brothers and sisters, for joining me on this segment of Captain Talk. Back on the clock. Not sometime, but all the time. Right now, joining me is Service Dog Liz. Right, Liz? Good girl. And also, Security Officer Balve Vu Cortez. Right now, we are here outreaching to the community, talking about suicide prevention, reaching out to our police officers, reaching out to our veterans, and also reaching out to the people. My brothers and sisters, the fight for suicide prevention is not once a week, it's not once a month, it's not every 2 months or every 8 to 15 weeks. The fight for suicide prevention is every day. That's why Captain Talk, that's why my team is here with Service Dog Liz and also Security Officer Balve Vu Cortez, providing security for me while we're outreaching out to the public. There's a lot of situations that are going on right now that are giving a lot of people a lot of heightened stress, depression, and it's about the economic situation that's going on around the world. My brothers and sisters, I know it's very complex, but I can tell you this. If you reach out to me, Captain Talk, if you reach out to Security Officer Balve Vu Cortez, if you reach out to my administrator of all communications for the state of Vietnam Airborne, of Scam Lifeguard, Max Pulse, we will help to save your life. If you reach out to us, if you want the training, if you want to go out and do operations, reach out to my SOCOM Commander, Special Operations Commander, Burden Graves. We will make sure that you are properly trained to go out there on operations in order to save lives. Now the issue is this. My brothers and sisters, many things can stress a person out. But I know if we work together from the heart, we can make a difference. We can. But it takes teamwork. Teamwork with us working together in order to save lives. Now, I ask you this. There are a lot of things going on, as you know, internationally. We're dealing right now with the war in Ukraine. There's certain things that we can control, and then other things above us that we cannot control. But I can tell you this. If the people, meaning us, and my task force underneath State of Vietnam Airborne, the Panda Army, Panda, people against nationalistic discrimination, defamation, always, Army, against racism mindset, you and I together. There's only one race, it's the human race. We all have beautiful cultural heritages. We're all in this together, my brothers and sisters. But when we see injustice, when we see people suffering, we must speak out. We must help. United together, we can do that. The politicians above us, they got to do their job. Because as we can see from the news, people are dying in the Ukraine. But all we hear about is concerning about economic embargoes, supplies being sent, food being sent, medical supplies, weapons in defensive measures. But in the meantime, people are still dying. Some people want to go out there and help by joining the International Legion to help defend Ukraine. But in the long run, what is it going to stop? Many people have an opinion, but I got some facts for you, my brothers and sisters. After World War II, when Austria was taken over by the Allies, we're talking about America, France, England, and the Soviet Union, they all came together using diplomacy to figure out what to do with Austria. Because at that time, after World War II, Austria was under the control of the Allies. Before that, it was annexed with Germany in Axis powers. The Allied countries came to the conclusion the best way to have a balance of power was to make Austria and also the people of Austria to agree to a declaration of neutrality. And that's what they did. US military, French military, United Kingdom, England military, as well as the Soviet Union military left Austria, and the people of Austria also agreed to be neutral. Everybody wins. But the issue is this: why can't that work for the Ukraine and also Ukrainian people? We have to understand, my brothers and sisters, about globalization, about weapons industry. There are people who do not want Ukraine to be neutral because you can't sell weapons, can't make money. My brothers and sisters, to solve the war in Ukraine, we have to use the Austrian model, which is declaration of neutrality. Use facts that have worked in the past to solve problems in the future. That's the key to solve the issues right now going on in the Ukrainian war. And that's Captain Talk's plan. I hope the government of Ukraine can consolidate and also come to the conclusion it doesn't matter how many weapons NATO sends. It doesn't matter how many volunteers come to help you fight. The ratio of how many people that you have in your country that are civilians and the attrition rate of how the fighting is going on, the people are going to lose. It's time to step up. Even though you're not wrong, but to save the people in the long run, you will be victorious. Because if your country has a declaration of neutrality, all that money you would have been spending on weapons, it could be spent on infrastructure, building up the country, and also investing in education, and in the people of Ukraine. My brothers and sisters, communication is very important. That's how we solve issues at hand. It's critical thinking with research and not having your emotions involved that will sway your critical thinking. Together, my brothers and sisters, we can help solve this issue. If you like what I said, please write it down. Reach out to your local Congress member, your senator, and also reach out to your ambassador that's assigned to the United Nations. Together, we can make a difference. Right, Liz? Leah. We can make a difference. Thank you for joining me with Service Dog Liz and also Security Bave-Vous Cortez on this segment of Captain Talk. Back on the clock. Not sometime, but all the time. Good girl, Liz. Airborne. Good girl. Good girl.